So Wyatt said he wants to talk about something on the pod today. He's really excited about it.
Well, he should do that then.
What a way to throw me under the bus.
Hey, man. The camera's not on you. It's on us.
Yeah, you do not have to be prepared at all.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough.
Wyatt's in boxes right now.
Yeah. It gives us a little extra motivation to do well.
It's like the photo that people in the military used to keep in their helmets, like a Polaroid of their sweetheart back home.
Yeah. Of their pinup girl.
Yeah, but we have one right here.
There. That's why he makes the big bucks.
Mm.
I'm big, he's buck. He gets the big
Is
bucks.
that like our morning radio show?
Hi, welcome back to Big
Welcome
Bucks
to
in
the
the
Big
Morning.
Bucks Show. I'm Buck, he's big. So dumb.
That's our stick.
That's our whole thing.
That's our whole thing.
Did you really have something that you wanted to talk about, Wyatt, or was Josh just joshing?
Yes, I did have something I wanted to talk about. It was the effects of recycling on the consumer.
Ugh.
Fucking snore.
Okay.
This is NPR?
I forgot. So that is kind of my fault, Wyatt. I'm sorry, because I forgot that you had told me that's what we were what you were wanting to talk about.
That's it?
We'll talk about it, but that's not open pod material.
Recycling's a sham.
It is.
Don't
it's a
do it.
conspiracy.
Well, see, that's what I
Conspiracy.
wanted to hear you guys say.
It's a sham, and it's
It's
not.
sham?
It's not sham. Wow. It's
more
sham.
like
Ow.
Shampoo.
So-
yeah.
So, moreover, my question is, it's really weird. I'm looking away from you guys.
To talking to your mic.
Yeah, it's talking to
See,
my mic.
yeah. Well, you can hold your mic.
Your
I
mic
don't want to
is
hear
not
that. I don't want to hear that
stationary.
clicking sound of the mic, the cable on the mic.
Well, then don't talk about looking away from us. You
Okay,
got to make the
fine.
choice here.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna like stare at the pixels on this TV that's right in front of me.
Well, he's like the kid that has like social anxiety, and he's like the only way he can present is if his back is to the class or
Ugh.
something, you know.
Yeah. I have to stand in the corner in order to present my thesis.
So this is my thesis on why recycling is bad for the environment.
Greg, this is literally your grad paper. Like, you're getting your doctorate, please.
Please, you can't keep doing this. All right, Wyatt, go ahead.
Okay, so my further in depth with my question was, so you guys say it's a sham, right? So do you think companies should charge more for stuff, make it better so that it doesn't fall apart quicker, or should they make stuff that's cheaper that falls apart quicker so that it can be recycled easier?
Like decomposes.
Well, I
Yeah.
think
If it's single-use shit, it does not
it
matter.
needs to be degradable
Yeah.
very fast.
Because, okay, if I'm not mistaken, just off the top of my head, there are like 7 different recycling codes. And
Yeah.
they all look nearly identical on whatever recyclable
Quick
material.
time out on that too. Did you know that some companies put a symbol that looks like it's recyclable, but it actually
means
means it's
something
not
different.
recyclable?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like,
Boom.
if I'm not mistaken, because the symbols look so similar, they can get away with it.
Yeah.
Because there are different recycling codes. So I don't think that it means it's not recyclable, period. I think it just means it's not as recyclable as they're having you believe.
Well, and the
They
thing
have you
is,
believe?
so what I've heard, I don't really know all the processes of recycling, but from my understandings, it's pretty expensive. Like it costs more to recycle stuff than it does to just throw it away. Which I mean,
that's why most of it still ends up in landfills.
exactly, and that's the bullshit of it. You know,
Yes.
is that I mean, because like it's not like. It's not a world-shattering thing to say, oh, we need to recycle it. It costs more energy. It takes more time, whatever. But the bullshit of it is that most of the stuff you recycle ends up in the landfill anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's
what?
not the individual's fault, right?
It is. It's your fault.
It is.
You need to stop recycling. And then it'll stop. Well, actually, it'll still go to the landfill.
Yeah.
We're caught in an endless loop.
burn
shit.
all of your trash.
That's it.
There we go.
We need to normalize like a trash burning furnace in every single home.
That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, but the
do you
smog.
remember made up.
Yeah, smog's not real.
Smog as a concept is not real.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the dragon from The Hobbit?
I knew
hate
you were
you.
gonna say it. I knew you were gonna say it because I was thinking it.
That's
hate
scary.
No, there was it was The Incredibles. I don't know if you remember this, but in Edna Mode's house, she like swept a newspaper into like
yeah.
a little
Actually,
hole
I
on her
do remember
countertop,
that.
and it went.
Yeah, I
right?
do remember that.
That's what I would like to have in my house. Just an
Just-
incinerator.
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like incinerators have a lot of use in day-to-day life.
I would pretty much throw anything in there.
Most things.
Like not just trash. You know, like
What?
dog has been bad
Just fucking
in the incinerator.
empty your
Done.
your cum jar. You know.
No, that,
Like the way
that
that
would
noise
cause
makes.
like a chemical disaster,
Yeah.
like a Chernobyl.
Too much gamer subs, and it's just like it creates a mustard gas.
Oh
It just
my
creates
God.
mustard gas in your home.
That'd be an interesting reaction. I would be interested to see the
I
science
wonder if
behind
you
that.
could make like a Molotov out of cum if you have like a bad enough diet,
I'm gonna say no.
like a high enough pH. Is that how that works?
no. That would be funny though if your cum or any bodily fluid was like alien spit. How it just melts through the floor.
Nah, mine just gives yeast infections.
Oh fuck. Oh. Okay. This is not. This is so fucking boring for It's an Us thing. Wyatt,
It's like the
I
worst
appreciate-
cold open.
I appreciate
ever.
your yeah. It's really good.
Wyatt, we love you.
I love
Okay.
I love you having different topics for us to tackle. This is not nearly serious enough of a podcast for us to talk about this on, and I don't have any
At least not
notes
in the first
regarding
5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't have any notes
I
either.
mean-
like I want to have some research to back up what the fuck I'm saying. And
Not
this
me.
is not the podcast for
Fuck,
this.
dude, this is
Not
not
on
a
this
podcast that
podcast.
we do research. We don't do research.
That's what I'm saying though.
We
We need like a separate podcast for anything
oh my
even
god,
remotely serious that we want to
we could
discuss.
barely handle the one. So
It needs to happen. That's all I'm saying.
maybe in the future,
but
but we motivate people to do their own research.
like Alex Jones.
Yeah,
do your own research, people.
do it.
Yeah,
Do it. You'll
the
see that I'm right.
Government's lying to you. Go to page 2 of Google and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Go to my website and you'll see everything that I'm talking about.
Buy my supplements. We've talked about Alex Jones many a time on this pod by
he's
now.
so funny.
I mean, he's just an
He's
endlessly
just a funny
quotable
guy.
guy. But
Yeah.
there's a statistic. I am not sure how accurate it is. I will preface any serious statement that I have with that, just so I do not face any sort of backlash for what I'm about to say.
Oh my god.
I think
Say your thought.
I think that I know. God. I think that it's something like 90% of the world's pollution is caused by the
China?
No, like 1% of
China.
companies.
China. Chinese
Probably
companies.
mostly located in China. Yes,
I'm pretty
but,
sure.
Recycling's a sham. Not because of the consumer, but because of all of the different roadblocks in place that companies put in order to save themselves money. That's my final thought. Thank you. My lips are chapped. I feel like I'm
I'll kiss you to moisturize your lips.
like
So I
Heath
actually
Ledgering over here.
I don't use chapstick.
Okay.
I have a similar stance on chapstick as I do hand sanitizer. And my stance,
Also shams made up.
100%. 100 fucking percent. You don't need that shit. You do not need fucking chapstick.
Forgot the word.
I did because it's so forgettable to me because it's so unnecessary. Never used it in my life. I have. But
Just not regularly.
no, and I've tried. Like
Okay.
I've tried to use it, I do it. And
Okay.
I'll do it for like a week or something. And then I don't feel a difference and I don't like it doesn't really have an effect, I guess. Maybe I'm not doing it right.
I
But
think I'm applying this chapstick wrong.
and then I literally
The cap
just
was still on. That's the problem. I
that's
think.
probably what it is. Oh, you're supposed to take the cap off.
Yeah, well, you thought it was just
Oh.
one cylinder, like a plastic cylinder.
Oh, is that how it works?
There's a safety seal, and you have to break it. And
What?
Then it opens up from there.
Whoa.
Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. That being said, it's never impacted my life. I see people that are like, "Ooh, I can't go without my chapstick." You know, and they do it.
That's obnoxious.
That's how they do it.
I can't say
They're
I've
like-
seen someone do it
Oh.
in that manner, but I would be.
They're like, oh my gosh, I need my chapstick. You know, and they do it. Yeah. And they're like, oh my gosh, I cannot go without my chapstick.
I have heard people say that.
Yeah.
before.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like you can't go without chapstick? Then perish.
Die
Just fucking
immediately.
just maybe your lips will wilt away so then you can't fucking talk. Okay? How about that?
The fucking bitch. Actually, like the fish on SpongeBob that uses so much chapstick that they like fucking they put a blow dryer on her lips.
Oh
and they
yeah,
shatter.
I do remember that.
It's an oldie.
That is an oldie. I
Uh,
do. Wow. I remember that.
Yeah. That is what I imagine happening to real life people.
Yeah.
But okay, I agree.
Yeah.
That
It's not necessary.
I agree, but there's a big but here.
You use chapstick, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. Because I am in agreement. Don't fucking shake your head at me yet. I'm in agreement that chapstick and hand sanitizer are not necessary, right?
Yeah, don't get me started on hand sanitizer.
Well, I'm not going to, so stop.
We're going to
Nope.
talk about hand
Halt.
sanitizer.
Immediately.
No,
Halt.
hand sanitizer.
Nope, do not pass go.
We need to
Do
talk
not collect
about this.
$200. No, we don't.
We need to stop supporting the hand sanitizer industry.
I will never. I use so much.
Oh yeah, that's something you don't agree on.
Let me fucking finish because I feel the same way about both of these products. Okay?
But you use both of them like crazy.
Let me finish.
Well, go.
I'm trying. I'm trying. They're not necessary products, okay? They are not required to live day to day. They improve quality of life. They truly do. Because my laps are not particularly...
Your laps. Your laps.
My laps are not particularly chapped.
I just need chapsticks for my laps.
I did-
My laps
I
need
did say that. I'm
chapstick.
blacking out.
Chapstack.
Chopstack for my laps.
Can you hand me some chapstack for my laps?
My laps
please?
are chopped.
My laps are so chopped right now.
God, fucking anyway. I'm not a dehydrated person by any means, okay?
Yeah.
So, like, I have plenty of natural moisture, if you will. There are still times where I can kind of just feel like after I brush my teeth or whenever I'm about to go to bed or something, whenever, like, the moisture has kind of been removed from your lips.
Are you sure you're hydrated?
Yes. Where I just want something extra. That's all it is. It's a quality of life improver. And that's what most things are, right? That's why I'm never upset about using them. Because do I need it? No. In a zombie apocalypse, could I live without it? Yes. Do I care to while I have these modern conveniences? Not really.
Well, see, that's my thing. Is I don't feel the convenience of chapstick. It doesn't do anything for me. Like,
That's
what is
great.
it supposed to do? What does chapstick do? What's the function of chapstick?
I think
Wyatt?
I just have sensory issues too. So if my
Wyatt.
lips start sticking together like they are right now, I feel it double to most people, right? So like I'm just like
You hyperfixate is what you're saying.
And not necessarily. Don't start throwing words at me. I just said I have sensory issues. It doesn't mean I hyperfixate on those issues. Different.
Can you wear like wet socks? Does
Yes.
that bug you? Does it bug you though?
No.
Like, does it drive you a little crazy? You're
No,
like,
actually.
you're like, there's nothing I hate more in life than wet socks.
No, I'm not one of those people.
Not one
That
of those
doesn't mean that
people.
I love it. Like
I
it's not.
love it. I walk around everywhere with wet socks.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like
nothing-
a comfort piece, you know.
There's nothing like after a long day, like just slipping on a pair of
You know-
shopping wet socks.
And could I live without it in a zombie apocalypse? Sure, but will I have to? No. Look around. There's water everywhere.
And you'll be sweaty probably. So
Maybe.
you'll have gangrene of
Wyatt,
the foot.
What's the function of chapstick? What's the purpose of
To
it?
moisten your lips.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, to moisten your lips.
That's legit the only, like, if you looked up the definition of chapstick and like if you look up the
What do
patent,
you want it to do? What is the goal here?
I need to understand it. I don't understand it.
I think
It's
if
never
you know, you
moisturized.
know.
It's never moisturized my lips.
It has.
I don't have dry lips.
Neither do I.
Well,
But whenever my lips even become slightly, just a tinge
need-
chapped,
you need to
or
Google.
dry even, I want something to lube them up a little bit. That's it.
It's okay. So literally, a small stick of cosmetic substance used to prevent chapping of the lips.
Yes.
How do you get chapped lips?
by them being dry.
That's it.
Yes. Like, they can dry out from different things, like sun can cause them to become very chapped.
Wind. I know a lot of people like.
Exactly.
I know a lot of people like chapstick in like the winter and stuff.
Yes, cold is another one.
Exactly.
Yes.
Change in
But
elevation.
some people, Josh, fucking moist lips McGee over here, must not have that problem. And that's
I've never
cool.
had that
That's
problem.
awesome. You're not their market, okay? It's just a quality of life thing, and you don't have to live with it. Same thing with hand sanitizer. I know that I could live without it. Like, at this point in my life, I am the least germophobic that I've ever been.
Good for
I
you.
still like hand sanitizer.
That's a big thing for you.
I still like it. Yeah, well, whoop-de-fucking-do.
Yeah.
I'm so excited I can touch things again. Yippee.
You know. Okay, so before we go off on this,
What are we going off on?
my hands feel dirtier after using hand sanitizer.
Well, that's just empirically false, so that's cool.
It doesn't mean that it has like more germs on it, but they feel dirtier. Like the thing is like if you have dirty hands, you have dirt and stuff on it, right?
Sure.
Hand sanitizer does not remove that. And if anything, like
Well, you
it makes
don't
it
use
more.
it on like grimy hands, right? You use it whenever you come in contact with something that might have germs on it. It's not a hand washing replacement.
I'm starting to think that I might just not understand the proper like.
Things you might
the-
not understand.
I don't
things.
understand the proper
Context to use these things.
Yeah,
The
like-
use case.
Yeah, right.
You're
like
right.
The proper application of these products.
If your hands are dirty and
Go
you don't
wash
have
'em.
and you don't have access to
Go
like
wash
a
'em.
sink,
Spit on them.
I was gonna say use like a fucking wet
Just
wipe.
fucking spit on them.
You just-
I'll use hand wipes.
That's when if your hands are dirty, like grimy, physically you can see the dirt on your hands.
Or
That's
feel
when
it.
you're supposed to. Yes.
So a buddy of ours
I'm about to burp.
told me like
Okay.
he talks about
Excuse
the like escalators or like handrails. He has a really big problem with like handrails. I feel like we've talked about this on the pod before.
I don't think we have. Not
No?
that I remember.
Oh wow! So if you don't remember, we probably didn't. However, he would tell me about it, and I started thinking about it, and so now whenever I go to like malls or places that have escalators and stuff, like
They're
whenever,
bad. You
yeah,
avoid
it's
them.
so bad. Like, and that's
So
weird. And
much
I'm
shit
not.
is
I'm not like a
come into
germaphobe.
contact with that.
I'm not a germaphobe, and I don't mind getting
You don't
a
have
little
to
dirty,
be to
but like to think
acknowledge
about
that
it,
things are so fucking grimy
Yeah,
sometimes.
and like, and that's one of those things that you take for granted of how dirty it probably is. It's like light switches. Like, when was the last time you wiped down your light switches in your home,
I don't
or
want to talk about it.
or your doorknobs?
Oh yeah,
Right, your
I
doorknobs
wipe-
is
I wipe
another
them
one.
down constantly.
Well, I know
Remotes.
you do. I
Yeah.
know you do because you're a bit of a germaphobe. But
Yeah,
thinking
just
about
to-
that shit,
I don't even consider it germophobia anymore because I'm not afraid
It's
of
just
germs,
hygienic.
right? Yeah, it's just general fucking hygiene.
try not to
And
get sick.
what like if it's one of those things where these things become so commonplace in our day to day that it's easy to forget how gross they are.
Right.
And that's why it's not commonly accepted
Well,
to wipe them down,
and-
right? But whenever you really take a step back and you start to think about how fucking vile that is, you're like, oh, actually, it's
Well-
not that weird to just maybe wipe these things
Yeah,
down.
absolutely.
High contact areas. That's all
Absolutely.
they are.
And see, the weird thing about it is that obviously, like, I'm not germaphobe, or I don't like.
I am not germaphobe.
I am no germaphobe. However, and you know, I am not the cleanest person. Okay.
Sure.
Like, I don't mind. Like, would you? Let me ask you this: would you put on a pair of socks that you wore yesterday?
Depends on for how long. If it was a whole day,
It
no.
was a whole day.
No.
Like a whole day.
No.
You know what I mean? And you just
Not
throw
for
'em on.
germ reasons, though.
I'll do it.
Not for
I'll
germs.
throw on my socks.
I love that.
Even if I like sweat, like even if I went to the gym and I wore them,
Sure.
I would think about it
And then you would still
and
do
I
it.
would still do it.
Fair.
You know.
So-
gross.
I got something I want to throw out.
Oh yeah. What
Okay.
do you got for us, fungus?
Recycling.
You know what?
That's fucking Wyatt. You have more fungal issues
You
than
do
most
that.
of us
To be
here.
fair,
You're,
you do.
You just
But-
have you're a petri dish. Things grow
True.
on you
Essentially,
very easily.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
He's
yes.
just so attractive. Like everything attracts to him, especially microorganisms.
Don't like it.
I
what-
hate you guys.
What's your question?
No, it wasn't a question. It was a statement
Oh,
Ooh,
about. So there was a recent study done where people would smear dirt or other nasty things onto their legs. They would hop in the shower. They would use soap on one leg and they would just let the water rinse off the other leg. And then they would get a sample from the same area of the leg. So like 3 samples.
The taint.
No,
That's not the leg.
It's part of it.
Nope.
it's not the leg.
It's in the middle. It's where they.
So it's not part of
it's
either
where
leg.
2 legs meet.
Yeah, but it's not part of
okay.
either.
So they got the sample, Wyatt.
So
Not from the taint.
the samples that came from the side of the leg, they just let the water rinse off, was cleaner than the
Fake
side
news.
that they used the soap on.
Propaganda.
I actually don't doubt it because your body does have so many natural, not even bacteria, but like microorganisms that do help clean
Did
you.
you-
Right?
did you
like
see
that's
that
how we
story?
survived for hundreds of thousands of
Yeah.
years without showering.
Because there's a certain
daily.
point where once you get so dirty, you don't get any dirtier, and then like your natural.
You've reached dirt saturation.
No, absolutely. Because haven't you seen that one guy? Look up this guy. Google it. Guy who never showered. I mean, I don't know what that'll pull up, but he's like from India.
Yeah,
he's like
I've-
an Indian. You know what I'm
I've
talking
heard
about?
several stories.
And so,
similar.
like, there's a guy, and like he's from a small village, and he literally never showered, never bathed for years. Like we're talking
Sure.
40 plus years. Yeah, that homie.
Amu
Yeah, for
Haji.
over 60 years. Amu Haji. It was
It was
not his real
name.
name, but an affectionate nickname generally given to elderly people, roughly meaning old timer. Click on his Wikipedia and look at how he died. I don't know if it'll say.
Sepsis.
No, but straight up, no. Like he went 60 years without like bathing, and then his village like basically grabbed him and was like forced him to bathe, and he died like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, that's because you're being introduced to so much bullshit that your body's not used to. So it makes sense.
Does it?
Yes.
It doesn't make
that's-
sense to me.
That's fair.
A lot of things
That's
don't make
valid.
sense to me.
Uh,
If we get anything from this episode, it's a lot of things don't really make sense to me.
So, another example, kind of different, but enough similarities to
Find where
compare.
it talks about how he died.
Dogs' tongues, right,
Yeah.
on average are cleaner than human tongues, right? Because
Yeah.
they have so much bacteria that's meant to break down the things that they ingest more than we are, right? We don't necessarily eat decomposing like squirrels.
See
Right.
that? Read that. Go ahead, Wyatt. Read it out. You're dyslexic, so it's funny. I stopped listening to you, Cameron. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Hey, Cameron, you finished first.
Oh, you want me to finish first?
I don't even
not
know what he's
past tense?
talking about.
Yeah.
Okay,
what are you
well,
talking
fuck
about?
you. Dogs' tongues being. This motherfucker brings up
I know,
shit
right?
and then
I
doesn't
didn't-
want to finish the topic.
I did not bring up dogs'
Hand
tongues.
sanitizer.
What
That's-
about it?
That's the introduction here. That was the inception of this topic.
Okay, listen. Like from hand sanitizer to dog tongues, only we could make that leap.
No. They're both related to germs. It's not a very far leap.
Everything is related to germs. Why don't we talk about rotten food?
Okay, anyway.
Okay, what's your point with dog tongues?
They have enough bacteria in them to break down things more efficiently than human tongues.
Okay.
So, on average, our tongues contain more bacteria, like
Right.
based on things that we ingest. Because we're not, even though we're not eating dead squirrels.
Because we
things
don't
like that.
have
nope,
dog
shut the fuck
tongues
up.
in our
You're-
mouths.
Nope, you are.
We
you're
don't have
cut
dog
off.
tongues.
You're cut off right now. You're cut off. You don't get any more until I'm done.
Fine.
I just want to make a point here.
Okay, make the point.
It's the exact same thing with like the human body, right? Where we have natural bacteria, we have a microbiome, we have little mites that live on us and
It's
help break down
disgusting.
bullshit.
That grosses
right?
me out. But yeah, sure.
That's
They're
what happens.
germs.
And
probiotics.
even with that being the case and empirically true as far as we can tell, all of these things are there to help us more than they are to hurt us. I still am going to use soap on my leg. Really, that's what it comes down to. Because even if they're like, oh, no, like after a long day at work, the oils in your skin, the bacteria that you already have there is going to break down most of that completely. I just like soap. That's it. That's all there is to it. It doesn't
Like-
matter if it's more harmful to me.
I'm
So-
so glad that you made that point.
That's it.
That you're still going to use soap regardless.
So I, even after reading and divulging in that entire study, I still use soap because it's like
Shocking.
It
It'd be
makes it
worse.
honestly.
Well-
The thing is like if you just rinse off, I feel like you smell and you feel dirty quicker.
You're
okay.
probably technically healthier, but you're
No.
becoming an antisocial member of
I
society.
absolutely disagree with that because your smell and your BO is all determined from your diet.
No.
Absolutely.
It's also just not true.
That is absolutely true.
It's not true.
No.
It's affected by your diet, but it's not entirely determined by your diet.
Okay, maybe you're okay. That's fair. You're right. It's not entirely, but like that being said, it's influenced heavily by your diet and what you eat, and then
That's true.
and like what nutrients and like I think we've talked about this, but there's like certain chemicals or like I don't know enough to be able to speak on it.
Fucking argue with me on this,
but
bud.
I'm not gonna argue with you because I agree with you. But there are certain like minerals or something or other that's inside of us, like inside of each human, and depending on what because we talked about this with the compatibility with pheromones, right?
Sure.
Like, depending on like what nutrients you are like low on, minerals, vitamins, whatever it is. If you are super high on one and somebody comes into contact with you that is low on that, they will be attracted to you or you will smell better to them.
Potentially.
It's
not 100% of the time.
I mean, sure.
They've conducted studies.
Because guess what? Not everybody has a good diet. Check, mate.
What was your point? What was the point you were trying to make?
No, you sidetracked me. You guys derailed me.
The
point I was trying to make is that
no.
fucking
Just based on
Hujab,
what you just said. No, not based on any other previous conversation.
So-
What does BO have to do with what like Wyatt was talking about and using soap and people smelling and shit like that? Like what was your concluding sentence?
You not bathing will only give you your natural musk. And it will not necessarily make you smell bad. The thing that makes you smell bad is your diet.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, but also no.
Well, yes, but also no.
Yeah. There are several other factors that will influence
Absolutely.
that. Yeah,
And
which
not bathing
fair.
is
like I'm not saying that you're disagreeing with me, but the way that you're putting it makes it sound like that's the only thing, and that's just not the
It's
case.
probably the biggest.
No.
What's the biggest then?
I'm not sure that there's a biggest. It just depends on the person.
Wyatt, Google what impacts
It's
body
not there.
odor the most.
Wyatt's
Where
not there.
is
He
he?
left.
What the fuck?
He left.
This is unprofessional. I can't
Truly.
work in these conditions. Where's our producer?
Okay.
Anyway,
Fuck.
so
So this dude died.
Mr. Amu Haji, that's not his real name. That's an endearing nickname. Means old timer apparently. So he died on October 23rd in the village of. You take a crack at that. What's the village name?
Looking. Dejga.
I was gonna go Dechga, like Dechga. I don't think that's right.
I don't think
after he was
I don't think
persuaded.
they put phlegm on J's.
Juan.
They call me Juan.
They call me Juan.
Okay, continue.
They call me Jose.
Fuck.
After he was persuaded, the villagers to. I don't know if I can trust this.
It's also a
because
totally different language.
Yeah, I know. Shut up. You just said they don't. Who doesn't?
Pretty
These-
much anyone that speaks a foreign language. On a J.
on a
Continue.
J. Juan.
That's not how they say it.
How do they say it?
Not with any phlegm in their
I'm
throat.
pretty sure. I'm an expert on this.
Okay, continue your story over here.
It's not a story, but I don't know if I trust this because I don't think that's proper grammar. But after he was persuaded, oh, never mind. Yeah, there's supposed to be a comma in there. Comma. After he was persuaded, villagers. No, that's not good. I'm getting sidetracked by this. Villagers to take a bath for more than 60 years. Local villagers said Amu had undergone emotional setbacks in his youth, which caused his repulsion to take baths.
So
He
that
died
sounds
at-
almost like an urban legend. And I'm not saying it's
There's a picture of the guy.
not the guy. I know the guy lived.
He died. Like a few weeks
After he banked, supposedly, yes.
after he had a bath.
I don't doubt it, honestly. There's enough reporting on it, sure.
Yeah, dies soon after taking his first bath. But to be
Sure.
fair, like if you look at look up a picture of this guy, he didn't look like he had long in the world.
Yeah, they could
at
just
that point.
attribute pretty much any cause of death to not bathing.
I
Because
bet
he
you
was
he died.
94.
He was 94.
Like they could have been like, "Oh, we made him eat a grapefruit and he died,"
true.
because he was just he was on teetering on the edge.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so almost no points have been made. I feel like in this past 20 minutes.
What's the point? Why do there have to be points?
It's good podcasting to have like a little conclusion.
The conclusion is Don't bathe.
Don't bath.
Don't take bathes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, but okay. Actually, another note that I want to say on this, in the realm of showering, I think I'm
Fuzz in my nose.
gonna stop using shampoo
Okay.
and conditioner. You know what I'm gonna use? Eggs.
Sure.
Like, have you seen apparently there's studies. There's this guy I follow on Instagram, and he talks about it. And apparently, egg yolks and egg whites are really good for like the scalp.
They
and shit.
are. Just use
Is that a true thing? Like,
shampoo.
do you know that?
They are. They are good. They have a lot of natural proteins in them.
How
that
did
are
you?
good.
Well, yeah, but how did you know that?
I just know things. Avocado is good for your hair. Don't substitute shampoo for avocado.
I'm gonna substitute it for eggs.
No.
I have a ton of eggs.
No, just use shampoo, wash your hair, and then supplement it with egg. Do both.
What do you mean?
Do
what do you
both.
mean supplement? You said
Do
don't
both.
don't stop using shampoo, and then you said supplement.
Supplement means add on top of.
Oh. Maybe instead of
Please, Josh. You're
I just
killing
don't
me.
I don't think that's the
It is.
supplement.
Yes,
I think it's like
dude.
what's the
Just
because supplement is to change something out.
no.
What is it whenever you add something to? Like what's the word?
Supplement.
It's I don't think it is though. It's like a
Like if you
company,
take
whatever.
if you take a supplement, you're taking it on top of your normal foods and in drink.
Yeah,
for
but
the
you're
day.
also supplementing eating food for that
No,
that
no,
vitamin.
no.
I'm pretty sure.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure. I'm
Wyatt?
pretty sure.
Would we like to bet money that Cameron is right today?
Dude. Wyatt's not even listening.
No, he is. He's looking it up.
Is he?
Yep. I see.
Supplement. Well, put it
just
up on
read
the
me
screen.
verbatim.
Well, put
the
it on the
definition.
screen so I can see it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
need
yeah.
to know because Wyatt is always in your back pocket. He's always on your side.
Supplement.
Ah,
You're so. Why? Why would you fight with
Josh,
me on this?
Josh, how about you read it out loud for
I'd love
everybody?
if you did.
the amount by which an angle is less than 180 degrees.
No, the first one. The first one.
I don't see a first one. I see.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll read some synonyms. Addition.
Yeah.
Additive.
Additive. Yes.
Extra. Companion.
Yes.
Add-on. All right.
Fuck you.
Fair enough.
I think add-on was one of the words that Cameron used.
Yeah. I think I actually said in addition.
Yeah, that's
There
what
we
you
go.
said. You
Yeah,
use
yeah.
an addition, which is the same thing.
But it's a synonym, Josh.
So the first
I
definition,
understand.
the one that Josh is skipping over is something that completes or enhances something else when added to it.
I hate the way you said that. When.
I gotta rub it in a little bit.
Yeah,
You know?
always.
So just don't step up to me like that, bro. Okay? Just
So
stay in your lane.
I have drank so much water today, and I have to pee so fucking bad right now.
It's awesome.
We're gonna recreate the
So-
scene. I'm not done talking.
I'm sorry. Okay, Josh.
The energy right now is just so tense.
It's because I have to pee,
Everything in
bro.
this room, yeah, we're clenched.
And like, have you seen that one clip of it's actually Alex Jones
Oh boy.
on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he's like I gotta pee, and Joe Rogan's like, go pee, man, and he's like I gotta go pee, and he's like, well, go pee, and he's like, and he like steps away, and he comes right back, and he's like, because like he's talking to another dude, I don't know the other guy's name,
Sure.
he's not as famous. And
Right.
Joe Rogan's just like busting up because he's like, dude, just go fucking pee. And it's like it took like 30 minutes for them to be like, dude, just go pee. And he's like, okay.
It's you.
That's me, but I have to go pee really bad.
Wyatt, do you want to come in here for a little bit?
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Do Cameron and I?
I
get
would
to-
love.
okay.
I would love if you did.
All right, sounds good. I'll try to be quick. I'll be right
okay,
back.
go pee. I guess
I have to.
we're gonna try and salvage this. do. Huh? Fill the air. Yeah, it's fine. Everyone can see, and if they're just listening, they just have to assume what's happening.
Well, yeah, they have to assume that Josh and I just switched.
Yeah, we did. Hi.
Hi.
You're on camera.
I am.
How does that feel?
I've been on and off camera for a lot this week.
Not on the podcast.
Not on the podcast.
Yeah, different audience.
Definitely. Well, so the audience that I've been reaching out to recently is my classmates. And so a lot of embarrassing stuff. We had to do.
Are you doing like video projects for them?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna salvage whatever the fuck just happened with Josh because he wasn't listening to me. He was trying to prove me wrong whenever I was indeed correct. Just a mess.
So we
so-
have to slander his name.
Well, no, we can do that while he's here. I think make it
Okay,
worse for him.
okay.
So chapstick and hand sanitizer. Use them if you want to. Don't use them if you don't want to. Apparently, Josh doesn't need them. I need them. How do you feel about them?
I'm
can-
leaning kind of like in between you two.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm like-
which do you use more? Chapstick? You a
Chapstick.
guy?
I don't use chapstick, but I do use stuff for my lips.
Yeah, that's fair, right?
Yeah.
Just makes your quality of life better.
Exactly.
You don't need it, right?
Yep.
Like you would survive without it. That's the point I'm trying to
Exactly.
make. Your lips
Exactly.
would not fall off and turn into dust, but it's nice to have.
It is.
Right? Same thing with hand sanitizer.
Exactly.
Because every now and then you're just touching something, you're like, I don't really want to be here right now, even if it's not every day, right? Even if you're fine in your day to day, every now and then you're like, I don't have like access to a sink, or I don't feel like I need to wash my hands. I just need some hand sanitizer. That's all it is. Quality
Yeah,
of life.
I agree.
And I'm going to say, this was my example. I will not tell Josh. He has to listen to the episode, which he will not do, in order to hear this. But my analogy that I was going to pull out was, imagine you have a squeaky door hinge, okay? That door hinge is not hurting anyone by being squeaky, right? That door is not going to explode. That door is probably not going to break just because it's squeaky, right? WD-40 fixes those squeaks, right? And immediately, your quality of life is better. So chapstick is the WD-40 of the lips.
Guys, I am
That's
now the person behind the camera.
Yeah,
I'm running this show.
I'm pretty sure you guys saw the top of his head as he went to sit down.
Yeah, no idea where the frame starts and
There's
starts
no
and
way.
ends.
How
Yeah.
would you have seen?
Well, from here I can see the sensor, and I totally saw your head pass in front of the sensor.
And buddy.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
here
think
you
so.
can have your.
It's a wide angle camera.
I don't think my headphones will reach that far.
No, you just plug them in over there.
Oh.
Idiot.
Is this actually how we're gonna
Yeah.
do the rest of this pod?
No, fuck no.
No. No.
No.
Yeah, we're trading back. So
I'm so
excuse the
sniffly.
silence because Cameron's not going to feel it.
Camera filling the air. Nuts in your mouth. I'm still a little sniffly, I gotta say.
You can suck my nuts.
You can suck my
right
nuts.
on my nuts. Wait.
Guys, I accidentally just turned off the pod track.
Did
No
you
way.
actually?
No, I
Fuck
didn't.
off.
Dude, you're so annoying.
You are annoying. What the fuck?
That's dumb.
I hate
This is
that
our
so much.
sound guy, by the way.
Well,
This is our everything
so,
guy.
So
He do
like
literally
I
does everything.
I do question the fact that you guys can still like hear me and that I was speaking into the mic to tell you guys that I turned off the pod track.
Did you
Well, I
did
didn't
you
know
move
if
my
you...
mic?
I had to. You're like really short.
Shut up.
All
I'm
right.
not okay. Listen,
Oh, no,
that was.
I don't want to
I
get
feel like
into
that
this.
was an attack on both of
Your
us.
average height, slightly below, but...
I think I am the average height.
Okay.
I
Anyway,
am average.
Oh. Height.
How
height.
was it?
Good.
Comment below. How was the awkward times
Comment below.
without me
Wasn't awkward. We had
for
a great
levity?
time.
What'd you guys talk about?
Mostly you.
What did you guys say?
That you're wrong.
How great
Yeah.
I am.
No.
Yep, and you have to listen to what we said.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you like the specifics.
Exactly.
You guys know I'm not gonna rewatch this.
Yep.
That's
what
exactly
we
what we
said.
You
said.
guys know I'm not gonna watch this.
We said that. So yeah, no.
No,
we
that's
said we're going
exactly
to withhold details, and he can.
I
listen if he
don't
wants
care
to.
enough. I
Yep.
don't care enough.
There we go.
I mean, if it's important, somebody's gonna tell me what you guys said. If it's meaningful,
Nobody tell Josh what we said.
tell me.
Nope.
Tell me.
Don't do it. I'll pay you.
DM me.
You don't.
What
Nope.
are you gonna pay him with?
I'm not gonna. Money?
How much?
I'm not telling you because then you'll just
I'll
try and outbid me.
I'll just
No, I'm not gonna
no.
pay.
We'll
for
negotiate
information.
prices, but you can't tell Josh the prices either. This is like a settlement.
It's an
undisclosed.
yeah, NDC. Non-disclosure. No.
What would
what
the
a
C be?
nerd.
Closure.
Non-disclosure. Closure. Non-disclosure.
I'm pretty sure
closure.
that's what it is. I'm
NDA.
pretty sure is it NDA? Oh, because it's a non-disclosure agreement. It was
The-
something like that.
The Nimmons Basketball Association.
The just the
Okay, it's dumb. Okay, anyway.
This dumb, stupid,
I fucking
stupid
hate that.
joke.
My own joke.
Stupid joke.
Supplement means adding tooth or something.
Thanks.
Did you guys know that pistachios can explode?
I think anything can
spontaneous.
explode.
No, spontaneously. I'm not saying with like an ignition source, bitch. Yeah, anything can explode. Yeah, if you
Anything
attach
can explode.
plastic
Well,
explosives
What
to
if you
it,
just put enough microwaves inside of one thing?
that's not what I'm talking
It's
about.
gonna blow up.
Pistachios
So
can spontaneously combust.
can I make a guess?
I don't
or do you
remember
know
how they do it.
Oh,
I
we're about to look it up.
I
then.
believe it was the natural bacteria and their amount of oxygen consumption.
I think it's the
Okay.
fact that they're in a shell.
All right.
Sorry about
Excuse
that,
me.
guys.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Grass can do the same thing.
Grass?
Grass.
Grass can always spontaneously combust whenever I'm around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fucking-
No,
fucking light it up, bro.
420.
Fucking- yeah.
No, that's why when you hear in those old movies, the barn's on fire, it's because someone probably built it too wet.
Hay is what does it. It was actually
hay
in
and
the
grass.
same video that I was
Isn't-
watching. It's hay.
isn't
that can
hay
come
just
spontaneously?
dry
So
grass?
I
no.
was hay and grass can do it because I had this lady trim her grass wet and she put it all in the trash can. Well, she says, "Oh, the trash man didn't dump my trash because he says it was too heavy." So I went to pull it out and it was hot and smoking.
Nice.
Yeah, not nice.
Wait, was the woman that you did this for? Does she smoke cigarettes?
Nope.
Probably.
She doesn't like cigarettes.
It's mainly chemical breakdown, bacterial breakdown, I believe. There was something else on this list. I was watching a YouTube video before I got here
As you do.
talking about spontaneous combustion of different objects in nature.
Have we talked about cashews?
Did you know that they come from a fruit?
I didn't.
There you go.
But I heard
It's called the
that.
cashew apple.
But I heard that the chemical, like whenever they like pick it and whatnot, is like super harmful to like human skin. I don't know how true that is, but like that's why they're so expensive. Is because like you have to wear like full body suit and shit.
I haven't heard that.
What?
He is Googling on top
I
of the Google.
fucking.
What natural things can spontaneously
That is not
combust?
how you spell natural. Okay, thank you. I was like, that's not natural.
Natural.
Natural. Like wait. Materials that can catch fire by spontaneous combustion.
Microphone. You're a little too far away.
Me?
Thank you. Yes.
It's
You're getting muffled, buddy.
Okay.
Your
thank you.
beard was schmuffling yourself.
Rags and waste with oil and paint residues.
Yeah, duh.
Towels and linen during laundering. I thought that was illegal. And drying. Paint-
Laundry laundering.
Whoa.
Very illegal.
Illegal. Paint overspray or material from a paint spray booth.
What's a paint spray booth?
It's a booth that you spray paint in.
Cool.
Coal.
Coal was the other one,
Haystacks.
actually. Coal was the other one that I was listening about.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
very
it just makes
interesting.
sense. Haystacks, green waste piles and compost, a number of chemical
Why does it have to be the color
substances such as
green?
cellulose nitrate.
Interesting.
I don't see pistachios. I think you lied to us.
There.
Is it in the green
Nobody
waste?
can see it, but I'm flipping off Josh.
Why would you
Thank you.
lie? There it is.
He did
There
it.
it is.
He
Yeah,
did
you
it.
did. It just, yeah. It was a 10-second delay.
What was your thing that you said before spontaneous combustion? Pop
Dude.
quiz. Yeah.
I don't remember at all. What was I gonna say?
Cashews. That's what we're talking about.
cashews. Thank
Wow.
you, dude.
I really have to hold this shit together sometimes.
You really do. Like you are the one. Like you and Wyatt. Like I'm just here. I just show up.
I'm glad you're
Half
here.
the time I get here and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing or anything. I just go with it.
I'm glad you're here.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me. I'm glad I'm here too.
So you totally lied.
Dude, I said I didn't know it was true. It was just something I saw one time.
A simple harvesting knife is all that is needed to pick and harvest cashews.
And then the fruit will then drop to the ground and workers can pick them up. I thought they would just leave it there.
Do you see what they're attached to? That's called the apple of the cashew.
It's coming out of the Appaloosie.
Oh, okay. It's
Because I can't say a pussy.
Wait, would it be a? Yeah, I was gonna say a.
No, that's
blussy?
a what?
Ablussy.
That's what I said. Appaloosie.
You're not saying the same thing.
I know
you
I'm
didn't
not.
say this. You said that's what I said.
No, well, because okay, listen, it's within marginal area or error, marginal error.
Margin for error.
Yeah, marginal error. Isn't it the same thing?
No.
It seems like the same thing.
A marginal error and a margin for error are different things.
Well, but
a marginal
an
error is hitting
something within
an
margin.
iceberg within a fourth of an inch. That's a marginal error. But a margin for error is saying we can hit this iceberg within a fourth of an inch in 4 inches.
Right, but it's
They're
an
not the
error
same
within
thing.
marginal. I didn't
Within
say
marginal?
Yeah, I didn't say that they were the same thing. I said that they convey the same point.
No.
If
no.
if it's within
You're
the
using
margin
similar
for error,
words, but they don't convey the same thing.
if it's within the margin
He's
of
going like
error,
this. He's clenching his fist like a kid.
Yeah, dude, you're so
He just
annoying.
raged. Like whenever kids get so mad and they can't talk, they're just
Hey, that's not what I'm saying.
But if there's an error within margin, the margin of error, it's a marginal error because it's within margin. Fucking disagree with
sure.
me. Yeah, see? That's what I'm
I
saying.
just don't
It's a
feel
marginal.
feel like disagreeing with you right now. I'll let you have one.
You're so annoying. You're so annoying. You know what? I'm not happy I'm here anymore. I'm depressed.
happy you're
I actively get more depressed.
All right. Drama.
I'm just kidding. He's looking up. But what I was
Marginal
saying,
error isn't a
it-
saying, Wyatt. There's not going to be like
I think it is. I feel like I've
it's
heard
not
that.
a saying.
That sounds like
margin
for error.
of or for error.
Yeah, but if it's a marginal error,
But
doesn't
no,
that sound
that's
like a
not-
thing?
No.
Comment below. Does that sound like a thing?
No.
we just go back and forth.
Just constantly getting so mad we can't even talk anymore, just clenching our fist.
But what Wyatt said was apple dussy, right?
Yes.
And I said apple lussy.
Yeah, not the same thing.
You're right.
You said that's what I said, though.
It's
It's not within margin of error.
It absolutely is because all
They're
he's adding
different
is
words.
a D.
It
Well,
doesn't. That's a different. That's a whole addition. That's a
neither of them are words.
That's a supplemental letter.
Neither of them are words.
supplemental letter.
You're so annoying. I will throw something at you.
So good. It's my favorite thing. Just getting so mad that you can only clench your fist. Like turning purple.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
No, not the same thing.
I would
That's
say
okay.
that they're within, like, if I said apple dussy, you would understand what I'm saying. If apple lussy was a word, it's like, what's something that you could say wrong, but everybody understands?
Well, that's the beauty of language, Josh, is that
It's
there's a
anything.
lot of margin for error.
There's a lot of marginal errors you can make and still convey a clear message.
Marginal error should just be the name of this episode.
Yeah.
You've made a lot of them.
Okay, I've made some egregious ones.
Egregious
to be fair.
error. No, marginal
some
error is good
egregious
though.
errors.
That's a good episode title.
Yeah, but doesn't that? I feel like that needs to be a saying, like marginal error.
Well, we can make it one.
Let's make it one. Let's
Yeah,
put it
why
on
not?
a T-shirt. Don't steal it. Bleep it out, Wyatt.
Beep should be the title of this episode.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Beep.
doesn't work. as
I
well.
can't do a beep sound like you did.
Beep 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 beep. Wyatt, did you hear what happened like a week ago?
There's a lot of stuff that probably happened
What's the first thing
like
that?
a week ago.
What's the first thing that
first thing
comes
that
to your
happened?
mind?
It was the first thing that comes to your mind. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. And
What
then
were you
you
trying to
saying
say?
it made me lose my train of thought. How does that work? You were saying what I was trying to say,
Well,
and
'cause-
it didn't
See,
come out properly
because you
because
and
of it.
because you and I share a thought process, and only one of
You
us can
stole
use
it. You took priority.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like we're Siamese twins, but we're not connected, and only one of us can use the dick at the same at once. You know what I mean?
Dick.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Do we both feel it? Or is
That-
it just
that's
like
a
one
question
person
for
gets
the-
sensation?
That's a question for the philosophers.
We can interview.
You know, 'cause
we can
haven't you
interview
seen-
some conjoined twins.
Haven't you seen? We should do that, but haven't you seen that one article? Again, I don't know if it's real or not. It's like where it's like there's like the Siamese twins and they're like men and they're like adults and whatnot, and only one of them is gay.
I've seen. That's I think an Onion article.
Regardless,
I
that's
don't
so
know.
funny.
I remember seeing something similar. That's.
I don't think
little
I've ever
sad.
seen like I don't think I've ever seen a hot Siamese twin where I looked at them and I was just like, yeah, that's a threesome I can get behind. Does that count as a threesome, you think? Would that, like, if you
I mean,
sleep-
really. Why wouldn't it? I think it's like 2.5 some.
Or would it be like 1.75? Well, I guess it depends on where they're connected at, right?
Where's the-
Well, it depends on where they're connected.
that wouldn't be like a conjoined twin. Okay,
But you get what I'm
let's
saying.
do some math for a second. You said 1.75.
Yeah.
You are already one whole person. Okay, so it wouldn't even be a conjoined twin at that point. It would be like an
Oh,
amputee.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. They're
For
like,
it to be
they're,
1.75.
they're like missing like a
They would have to
limb.
have like
They're
no
like-
lower body.
They're missing a no. That's it's 25%. What would you need to? How much of your body?
I
would
would
you
say
need to
like
lose?
both legs below the knee.
Both legs for
Below the-
25%,
below the knee.
or one leg.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly.
Yeah, but,
But
that's not
see-
that's not a conjoined twin.
Well,
That's just
but-
an amputee.
well,
so it'd be like a 2.5 some.
Right. But what I was thinking was like a Siamese twin. How do they show up on like a census? You know, do they show up as two?
I would say yes.
Do they?
They probably got. Do they get different social security?
You see what I'm
numbers?
saying?
I would say why wouldn't they?
I guess it would depend.
What if one
like,
of them has really bad credit and the other one has really good credit?
Yeah.
Could that be exploited?
Dude, could they co-sign for each other?
Like on a car
Yeah.
or a house?
Yeah, what else do you co-sign on?
Just like a rap album, like
Like,
I
yo,
co-sign this.
Co-sign. It's like one of them's a rapper and one of them's not.
Yeah,
But it's
exactly.
like, hey, this is my brother. He kind of comes, he rolls with me everywhere I
He's
go.
part of the clique. That's dope. That's so sick. We need a conjoined twin rapper.
But yeah, I think it depends.
I don't know, man.
Oh, they do. They get with their own birth certificate and social security.
I think
number,
they
so yes.
consider them like two individuals just because they have different thought processes.
It's not a flattering picture. I'm going to be honest.
I don't know if there's an angle that would make it flattering.
I
Those are
wonder-
like some of the most famous conjoined twins.
I definitely know who they are. Well, I don't know who they are, but I've seen them.
They're like, oh, I know them.
yeah,
Oh,
they're pretty
those are
cool.
my homies.
Yeah. Back to my original point. So, like, I feel like depending on where they're conjoined would be whether or not it's a threesome, right? Because what if they're like, if they're conjoined at the,
If
at
they
the
got
hip,
two pussies, it's a threesome.
it's a threesome. Yeah, right. You know,
See, that was going to
Nah,
be
because
my
they can both
argument.
give you mouth
if
action.
they have two genitalia.
They can
if-
both give you mouth action though. That's
What
so
are we in
threesome.
high school?
Oral sex is for losers. What point are we trying to make here? I think a threesome is what you make it. I think
I don't think that is at all.
Kanye West said it best. Bars.
He says
first of
most
all, yeah.
things.
What's the fucking line? I think it's like, let's have a threesome, me, you, and the blunt. I think is what he says. That's
That
pretty,
doesn't
it's pretty
sound-
tight.
Sure.
It's tight. So yeah, threesome's what
Like-
you make it.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree on this.
I got
one.
two hands,
We
one
have
dick.
creative-
That's a threesome.
It's not though.
Threesome's what you make it.
Just like, double fist it. Give it a fucking
Ring it
Indian
out.
rug burn.
Ring it out like it's definitely
Do you know what that is?
an Indian rug burn.
Yeah, you know what that
That's
is.
like some elementary school shit
Yeah,
right there.
exactly.
Holy
Just-
fuck, I haven't heard that in forever. That's so fucking goofy. Just thinking about that. That's
Speaking-
improper. What do kids do now? A Native
they
American
fucking do
burn?
horse bites.
Do they do
Actually,
Native
no.
American burns? Like, because I know, just in general, that's faded out of like popularity. Like, I don't.
No,
I, don't
I feel
hear
like
kids.
I've still seen people do it.
Oh,
And I mean, I
what do they
coach,
call it though?
Like
do
a,
they call
an
it an
Indian
Indian
rug
burn
burn.
still?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Honestly.
But like, no,
that
actually,
isn't, like,
the
fall
last
in
time
vogue.
I think it was last week, I was coaching, and like some of the kids, like, they're doing like a horse bite shit where it's like they take this and they just like pinch the shit out of you like this.
Yes.
So the gym owner was there, and like she coaches, and I coach with her and whatnot. And one of the kids just fucking went and gave her the gnarliest fucking horse bite, and she was like, "Wow, what the hell?" And it was just really funny. There's not really much more to that, but in terms of like,
It's adorable.
but no, they're little shits.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the kids are little shits, but they're getting better.
That's good.
But yeah, and so as to what the kids are doing, they're doing horse bites apparently.
Horse bites. That's good.
Yeah,
I was
it's
never
just-
horse bitten as a kid. That's good.
Neither was I. But my dad has a scar from a horse bite, a
Like
horse
a
fly,
real-
like a
like a-
horse fly. Like
It's not the same. I thought like a kid came up and was like, "Nah," and then he's like, "Oh," like drew blood. Had to get stitches.
yeah,
That'd be pretty impressive.
the horse biter strikes again. Yeah. Just rips like a chunk
Yeah,
of
just
skin out.
Like,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. He grabs on it and then he twists. Just
no, but my like from a horse fly. He has a scar from a horse fly.
totally different than a horse bite. But yes,
You're right, but
that's
it's in
good.
the same
Horseflies
vein.
are mean fuckers.
I don't think I've ever seen one. They're
I
pretty
have
big.
been bitten by one. There are
Pull up a
horseflies.
horsefly,
There are
Wyatt. I wanna see a
horseflies and
picture.
deer flies, and they're both gross.
Deer flies?
Yeah.
I've never heard of a deer fly.
Same exact concept. They're smaller. They don't hurt as much, but they fucking hurt.
Yeah,
they
and
really do.
I don't think I've ever been bit by one.
It's kind of like getting like pinched by a pair of pliers. Like not like obviously like ripping skin off like horsebite style, but it's bad. It's
They're
not
gross
fun.
looking. I hate flies.
They just look like bigger, meaner flies. That's really all they look like.
yeah, and I think I would have sworn I've seen one flying, and it is pretty big. Like they're they're pretty large.
Oh yeah, you'll know them. Like they have like a very deep buzz to them compared to a normal
Yeah.
horsefly.
right. Yeah, see, look at how big that is.
They're yucky, gross, dude.
Yeah, that's disgusting. And they eat horses. Is that where they get their
yes,
name?
yes.
That makes sense.
We have them around here.
I know we do at the house. What if my dad have gotten a horse bite? He
I
doesn't.
don't know.
he-
In fucking
he's-
Nam. I don't know your dad's life.
My dad was a hippie.
Was he also old enough to fight in the Vietnam War?
When was the Vietnam
I'm going
War?
to tell you right now. The answer is no.
When was the Vietnam War? What year was it?
Wyatt.
Do you not know?
It was late 60s, early 70s. Just Vietnam War, Wyatt. Vietnam War.
What were you gonna Google?
What does the fox say?
That's what.
It's-
What were you gonna? I don't even know. I don't even know what he was gonna. 1975.
Oh, 1955.
Oh, 1955
because
to
it started
1975.
in Cambodia. That was when the initial conflict started.
I don't know when my dad was born. I don't know what year, but I
He
feel
was
like
not born in 55. I'll tell you that.
well, yeah, but the war went for 20
Was
years.
he old enough to serve? No.
Probably in the 70s. How old is my dad?
Bro, my dad was born in 55 and he wouldn't have been he would have been like barely old
He would have
enough
been
to serve.
20 in 1975.
So he could have served for like
2
two whole
years.
years.
That checks out. That checks out.
There we go.
I don't think my dad would have been old enough to serve in the Vietnam War.
Thank you. I knew that already
Yeah.
before you had to figure that out in your head.
Hey, man,
I'm
I
glad
like
you
to
figured it
understand.
out, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for supporting me on this journey of self-enlightenment.
Baby steps. We'll get there.
We will get there.
I just trying to get you there faster. I'm pushing the stroller of your
I
baby
appreciate
steps.
that. I like to be friends with people who push me to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
I get why some people are concerned about me, I really do.
I'm
Like
gonna quote that. I get why some people are concerned about me.
Like,
Josh.
I do. Like we seriously need to quote that.
I'm getting you an MRI. Like that's gonna be.
I've had several in my life actually.
When was your most recent one?
It's been years.
There we go.
I haven't had any serious head trauma in a while.
CTE develops over time, so might have been right before the
But-
cutoff.
I mean, talking about it because last episode I made the joke of how your mom thinks I'm stupid.
Yes.
And last time when
She
we
doesn't.
talked about it, I know she doesn't.
I know. I just
She's-
have to say it every time.
I know she's very sweet, and I love your mom. However, you explained it the best. It's like I skipped all the basic
Yes.
classes or whatever, and just jumped straight into philosophy, physics,
Other things.
sports.
Sure. Yeah, and then there are just like weird gaps in both of our knowledge. You
Yeah.
know? Like I think most people probably have that, especially if they're into some topics more than others. But it is just funny seeing those gaps show themselves, and that's why we always like to give you a little bit of
Like
a hard time.
I really felt it this episode because we were talking about chapstick.
You were out of your depth.
Absolutely with chapstick.
Yeah.
And
See,
that's
weird
every
gap.
day. That's a weird thing. That's a weird thing to not be really familiar with.
Yes, that's why it's baffling.
Yeah.
Whenever you have these topics that you can't even speak on.
I just
you
don't
should
know
not be
shit.
speaking on.
But I like to talk.
Yeah. Well,
And that's
this
the
is a
thing.
podcast.
Yeah, but that's true.
we talk on here most of the time.
Is that what we do? Is that what this is?
I don't
now
know.
we're on camera. Now they get to see our beautiful face. We were watching the last episode of this, and Cameron, you make me insecure
I don't know why.
because you're just so goddamn photogenic,
No,
dude.
stop it.
Like literally, I watched like 20 to 30 minutes, something like that. I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes of the episode, and I was like watching myself, and maybe that's just because like I'm harder on myself.
always. You're
Right,
always going to be
you're
more
always your
critical
worst
of
critic.
yourself.
Yeah, you're always your worst critic. But I would see angles, I'm just like, ugh, you know, like that.
Dude.
And I just watch you, Cameron, and I'm just like, gosh, what a handsome man.
I thought the same thing about you. So.
Oh,
So, you guys, I will consider lucky that you don't hate your own voice.
Oh, dude, I love the sound of my own
I
voice.
like my I like
to
the
a
sound
fault,
of my own voice.
probably.
Yeah,
So
I don't
now
mind
that I'm in film class, that's what I hear from everyone. And they're like, "I hate my voice," and I'm like, "I feel
What about
you
you
guys." And then you
pussies?
guys are like, "Oh, I just love
love
my
it.
voice."
I like. Well, and the thing is, I've always got compliments on my voice my entire life.
Me too.
Yeah, I've always gotten like because my first real job, like corporate job, whatever, was at Smith's, and I was just a courtesy clerk, and I would always make the announcements of like, "Thank you for shopping at Smith's. Please,
Sure.
blah 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 blah." You know, whatever. And I kid you not, because I used to work the closing shift. Every single time, like at least probably like 3 or 4 times a week, there would be a customer who would come up to me and they're like, "Did you do that?" And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Wow,
I still get that.
you
all the
should be
time.
in radio."
Yeah.
I mean, I get it too, but
Gosh, just like, oh, you know.
oh my gosh,
whatever.
shut up, stop it.
It's fine. If that's the only noteworthy trait that I have, then I'll take it.
I don't think it is.
That's good. Thank you.
But talking about compliments and stuff, because like
Yes.
I don't want to be like ringing my own bell and be like, "Oh, I'm just so amazing."
Well, this is our podcast. So
This is our
we can.
podcast. We can. You're here for it. You signed up. We've already apologized for it.
Not really.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that we didn't apologize
No,
for that.
it's fine.
You're right.
It's fine.
It doesn't matter.
We apologized in general
We did.
for someone
For,
else.
yeah.
Continue.
But I was talking to a coworker yesterday, and I was talking to him, and he's a younger kid, you know, he's still in high school, and we talk about it, and I was like, man, and I just said, I was like, dude, you're a good looking guy, you're really smart. And I'm like, I bet, like, I know it. I like to compliment people,
Where's this going?
and I was like,
I was talking to this high school kid. And I
okay,
was like, "You're a
that's
good-
okay.
you're a
Don't take that out
good-looking
of
guy."
context. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
just he's a very talented individual. He's funny, whatever. And
okay.
I was like,
okay.
and we were talking about something. And we got on the topic of, you know, like I was like, man, you probably get like compliments all the time, you know. Like,
Oh, you're like rubbing his shoulder while you tell him all this.
no,
You probably get all the ladies, don't you, bud?
yeah, no, definitely not. But I was talking to him, and I was like, yeah, dude, I bet you're the type that, you know, you get a lot of compliments throughout the day, probably here at work. And he's like, I get compliments on my shoes every once in a while, and I was like, really?
Dude.
And he was like, yeah, and he was like, I mean, I think it's because I'm a boy or whatnot. I
That
feel
is
like-
a thing.
Yeah,
Where
and I know that's a thing,
it's a thing.
and I've always heard that that's a thing. And again, like, I'm not trying
No,
to.
don't speak on anyone else's behalf. Just speak on your experience.
I get compliments a lot,
I would say more than the average person.
and
Honestly, because going throughout the day, right? You hold your thought because I want to hear your perspective. But
yeah.
going throughout the day, people aren't very complimentary, just in general, you know, because the people that are complimentary and are not afraid to compliment other people are usually creepy old dudes,
Yeah,
truly. And
true.
they normally only compliment beautiful women. Or
Yeah, which that's creepy.
Or just women for being women, really.
Sure.
And it's gross.
Yeah,
it really
it's
is.
disgusting.
And I think that there is somewhat of a stigma if you're not a girl complimenting another girl, there's not much room for like being
Well,
genuine about what you admire about someone.
That's how we got onto the topic because I don't know exactly the turn of events and how we got to this, but yeah, I was talking to two coworkers. One is a high school boy.
Yes, must emphasize in high school and a boy.
And the other one was a high school girl. Well, she actually just graduated. She just graduated.
Oh, 18?
Yeah.
Good? I guess.
I guess
it's good for legal reasons.
But we were talking about it, and she was like, ugh, I just had this guy, whatever, say something. And I'm like, oh, well, it's nice to get compliments or whatever. And she's like, yeah, but it's like, it's weird, like what you said.
It is. And it definitely can be.
Well,
because there are dudes that are weird.
Well, exactly. Well, there's a lot of people that are weird.
And most people don't know how to compliment someone without it being creepy.
Exactly. And so...
But also, flip side, a lot of people don't know how to take a compliment.
That's true. And that I absolutely agree with that.
That's not even me being like, oh, women don't know how to take a compliment, right?
No,
because
there's a lot of people who don't know how to take a compliment.
And there are people that say
Wyatt
bullshit
doesn't know
like
how
that.
to take a compliment.
It's true. But there are people, like the creepy old dudes, again, because I see it in my day-to-day, where dudes get mad whenever they call a woman beautiful and they're like at their place of work and they don't really feel like dealing with that.
Which that's not a place to do it.
Exactly.
That's not a place to flirt or anything.
But then dudes get mad at them for like not taking it well.
And I think that right there,
that's weird.
I think
it's
that
just
right
a
there's
bad
the
dynamic.
problem.
Bad dynamic all around.
I agree. 100% I agree. But I think that's exactly the problem, because the point that I ended up making was like, and again, I know that this isn't 100% true, but I was nothing ever is, right? There's exception to every rule. But I was like, listen, just because somebody compliments you does not mean that there's any ulterior motive.
I do agree.
And I do, but like also I would say that's probably a minority in terms of like people giving compliments of them not wanting something in return, because a lot of people will compliment like, oh, I said something nice about you, now you say something nice about me.
Even if that is the only ulterior motive, I do agree.
Exactly.
That's what what is it? Like fishing for compliments.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, I made that point, and then she walked off or whatever, and I continued the conversation with the guy, and I was like, yeah, and like again, like literally because I again talking to him, I'm like, I feel like I get compliments every single day, whether it's like, hey, you're a good man, hey, you look nice, you've been going to the gym, you're in better shape.
Way more than the average person.
Way more than the average person. And I will also side note, because one of my major philosophies in life is what we feel is what we attract, and what we envision is what we create. You know what I mean?
Manifestation, truly.
Sure. And I guess it is manifestation. That's exactly what it is. And my thing is I do not skimp on compliments.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter who you are, like how I know you. I don't even need to know you. But if I see something and I'm like, oh, I dig that shirt, I'll tell you. I'm like, dude, I love that shirt.
Yeah.
Or like, dude, your hair, I love your hairstyle. Or, whatever it is.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Or like, bro, you look fucking jacked,
You look yoked, brother.
Yo, you know what I mean? I compliment people.
I notice that you do that as well.
Constantly.
Absolutely. And okay. So I do agree, right? Where I would say, even just on the few compliments that I get, even if it's just about my voice, whatever the fuck, right? I do have one compliment that did hit the other day. It was very, very good. I'll speak about it in a second. But just the few that I get occasionally are probably more than the average male, especially like early 20s male gets. But I would say more than the average person probably
I would agree.
as well.
I would agree.
And it is strange to think that we've kind of created a culture in general, especially in America. That's what I can fucking speak on.
Yeah, I've never lived in another country.
Yeah, where we're compliment averse on both sides.
Well,
because
I have a point I want to make on that, because I feel like one of the big reasons why you and I get more compliments than other people is because we put ourselves out there.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
We put ourselves out there to be open to everything,
exactly.
Not just compliments.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like,
people shit on me, which is fine.
I think that more people that I'm like interacting with in my day-to-day probably dislike me
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, yeah. But to be fair, you've changed a lot in the years. Like I've known you. I've known you a long time. We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Like how many years have I known you? Fucking
Many years.
several.
Probably like 7 years.
I know it's got to be longer than that.
It's been a while.
It's got to be like 8 or 9.
But I think that even if it's just because they see a specific like portion of who I am and
Right.
not necessarily the entire picture, they don't see
Right.
what you see. I can guarantee that.
Absolutely.
But I think that more people probably still have a bone to pick with me in certain regards, right? Because I am such an acquired taste in my day-to-day. I operate very differently than most people.
Yeah.
But it's quite odd thinking about, because I do still open myself up to that, and I allow myself to be open to those things because
Yeah.
I'm not criticism averse either.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not
I want to be
compliment-
pushed.
I'm
I
not-
want to be better.
And not only
Yeah.
that, but if there's something that you just happen to have a different opinion about, that doesn't make me wrong. And
Exactly.
I've accepted that.
Right.
You know? And that doesn't
Yeah.
make you wrong either. It doesn't make either of us less right.
Yeah.
Right? So it's really just one of those things where conflicts in personality can affect that just
Yeah.
as much as anything. But
Absolutely.
what I'm getting to here is whenever you do open yourself up to just more open opinion, I think you are liable to get opinions in general, right? Not just positive, not just negative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And
So-
that's not a good. That's not a bad thing,
No.
right?
And
It's a
it
good
depends on who
thing.
you are,
Well,
I
I guess you're right. Like, but it shouldn't be a bad thing. At the end of the day, compliment people. If
Yeah.
you compliment
Fucking do
people,
it.
just
And-
compliment people and to compliment them. Like, don't expect anything in return.
Don't.
Like,
Regardless
just
of
put
how
that
small.
energy out there, the positivity, and just making people feel good about themselves, because that's the whole reason why I do it. I do have a funny story though.
Okay. One big thing, right? Compliment people to compound, to supplement what Josh was saying. Compliment people. And don't worry about how you'll be perceived.
Yeah,
right?
and
Because
that's the thing.
there are
Just fucking
always going
throw it
to
out
be
there.
those weirdos who
Or, like,
are just creeps, right?
standoffish.
But if you're worried about being perceived as a creep, chances are you're already doing better than the creepy dudes who compliment people.
That's
Because
true.
they don't give a fuck how they're perceived.
yeah, but just be
right?
genuine. Just put yourself out there. Like, if you see something cool, you see something rad, you want to compliment. Like, okay, so on a side note, like the funny story, because this is going to change subjects. But the funny story is, like, and maybe I am kind of a dick, but like I
Maybe.
said, and I'm not like this kind. I'm kind of over this whole conversation, because it's like ooh, like, you know, I'm jerking myself off, and like you're jerking yourself off. You
It's
know,
part of
we're,
the
like,
fun. Oh,
it
I'm
is part
gonna
of the
finish.
fun.
I'm gonna finish by telling you guys a really, really fun compliment that I got, just so I
Yeah,
can have
which
it on
I
the
love
air.
that.
Oh yeah.
And
oh
so-
yeah. And everyone's gonna be like, a fucking Cameron.
Exactly. But and like, yeah, they'll probably think the same with me with what I say. Well,
I'm ready. I'm
so
so excited.
I get so many.
Welcome to It's an Us thing, where we compliment ourselves and talk about compliments we've received.
Yes, which more people need to
Compliment corner.
do. Compliment corner.
If we get compliments, we have to share them. No one else is gonna give a fuck.
yes,
It's just for us.
throw it in the Discord. We have a Discord now.
Compliment us if you would like to be featured.
But so, and like, gosh, it sounds so fucking just
Self-masturbatory.
exactly.
Absolutely.
But I
love
get-
it. I kind of like it.
But I get so many compliments. And like, so there's some people,
Already.
yeah, and so there are some people that'll compliment me, and I don't know, they'll say something like, you know, hey, you're really charming, or like, oh, you're a good looking guy, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, and that's what I'll tell them. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like,
Yeah.
and then, and like the last time, it happened like the last couple of weeks.
We're dicks.
I do. It's
fine.
And it's funny.
This
Well,
is
'cause-
our fucking podcast.
Exactly, and it's okay, and like whatever. Skip ahead to the timestamp below.
No timestamp.
Yeah,
You have
it's
to
just
listen to
it's just an emoji of us flipping them off. But
An emoji.
I do they
We
have
mark
like,
ourselves emojis.
well, no, they have an emoji of like a flipping
Oh, they
off.
do have a middle finger.
Yeah,
emoji,
exactly, you know.
Yeah. I thought you were
Uh,
saying like we were the emojis.
No, it's a emoji of us flip like of a middle finger.
Okay, there we go.
But it happened like literally the past few weeks, and they like the guy complimented me, and it was like a group of them and like whatever, and he said something like, yeah, along the lines of, you're so charming, you're a good looking guy, whatever.
Yeah. The normal
The
stuff.
normal stuff, like stuff that I
This
always
is so
get.
bad.
This
This is the dickiest. This is the dickest we've ever been. I love it.
I know. I feel like
It's good. Hey,
our
hey.
our viewers are gonna tank.
We also
on this
okay.
episode.
We are normalizing. We're normalizing what we're trying to put into the world, right?
Absolutely
Where
positivity.
and we are okay with the things that are are special about
Exactly.
ourselves.
And don't
that
get me wrong,
people-
I love
people acknowledge.
compliments. I love
And
compliments.
not only
I love
that,
getting
but
that.
like I said, most people still hate me.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. So I have to revel in my compliments.
Yeah. So he says that, and I was like, yeah, I know, like whatever. Essentially, like I was like, yeah, I know, And he literally,
years.
yeah, exactly. He literally looked at like one of the other coworkers that we were talking with, and he's like, I fucking hate him, but that makes me want to compliment him more. Yeah.
That's good.
And I
That's
was
good
like,
shit.
I guess so. But like literally that he's like, I fucking hate that, but damn it, it makes me want to compliment him more. And I was
That's
just
good.
like, I guess so.
Yeah,
But
you're
yeah.
like-
I was like, okay.
It works.
yeah.
It works. It's like the douchebag charm.
The art
right?
of and trust me, I
It's a
got
real
that
thing.
douchebag charm.
It's a real thing.
I know I have
where,
that douchebag charm.
where you're not necessarily being sleazy, but you're just like, God damn it, you're a dick.
Like I just don't fucking care, you know.
Yeah,
It just
yeah,
can't be
it's a real thing.
bothered. It's very aloof.
Yes.
It's
yes,
very
yes.
aloof.
Okay, so now I will share my compliment of the week. I was just going about my day-to-day at work, right?
Yeah.
I work at a bank. For everybody that doesn't know,
Bank.
they didn't listen to that
He works
episode.
with money.
Yeah, not really that exciting.
Making
but
loans and withdrawals and
and
deposits.
So there was a lady. She was just doing a normal fucking transaction, right? I was interacting with her like I would interact with fucking
Anybody,
anyone,
right? Just having
I
a
was just like,
conversation.
How are you today?
Right.
Right. You're great, amazing, phenomenal, right? Whatever. Threw in some spicy words. Really, not even for the customer, but for me, because if I stay on a script all day,
It's boring.
I want to blow my brains out.
Yeah, it's
right?
boring.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, oh, that's amazing, right? Phenomenal, whatever the fuck I said
Yeah.
that day. And she kind of paused and said, "Are you from here?" And I said,
I get that a lot too.
"Yeah,
actually.
it's a whole thing."
But yeah,
Apparently, New Mexico just sucks. Like
Apparently.
we're like 49th
wet
in
napkins.
education.
A lot
Yeah.
of wet napkins.
And
Regardless, we don't
Yeah.
need to go off on that tangent.
49th in education. So I guess it makes
says a
sense.
lot.
The bar is low. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. But lady looks at me. Are you from here? Yeah. Have you always lived here? Yeah. Born and raised. Why? She says, because you're not like other people from around here, right? But
Yeah.
then, she's like, you have like a sophistication about you.
Yeah,
and
you're-
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I
I'm a
almost,
distinguished
I
gentleman.
almost just
Just a little titter.
oh, just
a little
my
titter,
whole
you know.
body just
Oh.
tingled a little bit after
Oh.
that. It's just the little things like that where I'm like, I am by no means like I don't think of myself as sophisticated. You know,
You're very-
as much as we joke about me being pretentious, right?
Yeah, you're
and
very.
I know that
artsy.
I can come across that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was just me having a normal
Right.
conversation. I was
And
not
I
trying,
know-
I was not trying to like be any sort of way.
You're very
you
like, and
know?
I know how you are, right?
Yeah,
Like I've known you long enough, right? I know how
Sure.
you are. You're very artistic in the way that you speak and the way
some
that
would
you
say
convey.
animated.
I get that a lot too.
Yeah,
Animated,
but I don't know. I don't even know what like prompted her to say that. But I was.
but
like,
it's just
I
like,
was
wow.
like, oh
you're
my
like, oh
god,
my gosh, thank
you.
you. Oh my
Like, thank you.
gosh.
And I did say that. Like, I was like, I'm like flattered. Like, I
You're like,
told her, like,
absolutely.
thank you so much.
That's
I appreciate
such a nice
it.
thing.
Like, I was very, very like humbled by that because as much as I love to jerk myself off, you know, like
Yeah.
I do think it's very, very cute whenever someone goes out of their way to say shit like that.
And I agree, and
And
that's
it-
why I like to
and
do
it
that.
means a
I like
lot.
to do that to people. That's why I like to compliment people
as
so
much as like it's just so not required, and I would
Well-
be like, I already feel comfortable enough with myself to
Yeah.
never get a compliment again.
I mean, and
still
literally,
do everything the same.
And I was
right?
gonna say, like, we're comfortable enough with ourselves to do a fucking podcast
Yeah,
on
put
video.
ourselves out there.
you know?
we are.
Yeah,
We're not afraid of anything that might be thrown our way.
yeah, absolutely not.
But it is just so refreshing.
It's
every now and then,
absolutely refreshing.
you know, even if this person was like a country bumpkin, where they were like, "You're
You're
awful,
you
you're
sure are
You're
sophisticated.
awful sophisticated with your big words."
Exactly.
You know,
You're
like,
like-
I
you're
would
like,
still be
"Damn,
like, "Oh my
thanks.
god, thank
Thank
you."
you.
Exactly.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's just cute.
Yeah, it's adorable.
Always
and yeah,
fucking appreciate it.
yeah. And if you see something cool about somebody that you don't know, just go say it. Be like, dude, I dig whatever what you got going on. What you got going on right now, I dig it.
I
and
love your vibe.
absolutely. I love your vibe.
I love your vibe.
I
Josh.
love your vibe,
Wyatt-
Cameron.
your vibe is all right.
You have your moments.
Mediocre vibes all around. You really bring the average down, but it's fine.
Well, you are the outlier. You are the outlier.
It's true. You're outside of our Venn diagram.
Well, right, like that's a math thing, right?
Outlier.
The outlier.
It's also a book by Malcolm Gladwell.
It can either higher the median
Higher.
or
Raise.
it impacts the median, the mean,
Sure.
the average. It
The
doesn't
mean
matter.
is the average. The
Anyway.
median is just the center.
See, thank you. Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
yeah.
It's been a while since I've taken a math class.
Oh, me too.
Anyway, so
Compliment
back to-
someone today.
So compliment somebody. Just do it.
Do you have
It doesn't
anything
matter.
else? We're running long.
Are we running long? Okay, so I guess one last little story because I did actually get a compliment today, and it came from complimenting somebody else. It's on the same vein, but it goes
I
into
thought we were off the jerk off corner. Why? When was the last time you got complimented?
Yeah.
Besides by us.
yeah, because we do compliment him a lot, mainly that ass.
If you see Wyatt, you better fucking
Yeah,
compliment
you
him.
better, or we will
And I don't mean objectify.
berate you.
Only we can objectify Wyatt.
That's why we
Okay.
keep him on the payroll.
You do not say like, "Oh, damn, I know what ass they're talking about now." No,
no,
fuck
huh,
you.
That's us.
That is our
That's
ass.
our ass.
Okay, no.
It's an us thing.
You have to compliment his beautiful, just shining personality. Okay? You have to make it as non-physical
Sexual.
physical as possible. Because even if you don't want to fucking pipe him,
You probably will after you get to know his personality.
that's true. There's not a woman that I know that does not want to have just wild animalistic sex with Wyatt.
Dude, I want to have animalistic sex. I
what I'm
want
saying.
to. I want to
Primal.
be like
Primal.
primal sex, like just fucking
You want to draw blood.
like bears fighting over a salmon sex. You know what I mean?
That's, yeah. Bears,
And,
because
like,
bears
yeah.
a term for gay men.
No, because seriously, bears. What happens? It's going to be a beautiful story. It's two bears, and they're fighting over a salmon.
But the salmon is Wyatt's dick?
No,
Okay.
and then they lock eyes,
Oh.
and they realize
That the real salmon was Wyatt's dick.
that they can go against their nature, and they realize that they can be better together, and they can make each other better, and then they have fucking hot gay
Bear
sex.
sex.
Bear sex.
I think that's the plot of Brother Bear, the Disney movie, actually. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I think that's what I remember, mainly.
I'll tell the story later.
Sounds good.
Love you.